Hi, hello, dear friends. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Today, my topic is oxidation of alcohols. Okay, in this, first I would like to take the concept of catalytic dehydrogenation of these alcohols. What is dehydrogenation? This is nothing but a removal of hydrogen from the alcohols. So there is a primary alcohol, there is secondary or tertiary alcohols. Actually, they are said to be differ in the behavior, but they are all said to be passed over red hot copper at 300 degrees Celsius or zinc oxide. You can take the vapors of these alcohols if we pass over the copper metal. That means if you take alcohol vapors must be taken and that alcohol vapors must be there over the copper metal. So this is the copper metal. Over the copper metal, this alcohol vapors pass. It means what will happen, there will be different kinds of products. So if you take primary alcohols gives aldehydes. If you take secondary alcohols in this, they will give ketones. Take tertiary alcohols, they won't give carbonyl compounds. They will give alkenes by the concept of dehydration. So they will undergo dehydration process in this reaction. So this is the actual theme of this dehydrogenation. And in case of tertiary alcohols, the concept is called as dehydration to alkenes. Okay, let us see what are the general chemical reactions which are related to this discussion. So if you take a primary alcohol, for example, if you take a primary alcohol, that is RCH2OH. So if you pass this primary alcohol vapors over the copper metal, at 300 degrees Celsius, then this RCH2OH will become RCHO with the removal of hydrogen gas. So this we can call it as the primary alcohol conversion. Same time, if you take the secondary alcohol case, what are secondary alcohols? They are RCHOH. So if secondary alcohol, if they are the vapors are passed, so these are secondary alcohols. If the vapors are passed over copper metal or zinc oxide at 300 degrees Celsius, what will happen? They will form the ketones. Ketones means R C double bond O R. Okay. Plus, what is the gas removed? Hydrogen gas is got removed in this discussion. Coming to the tertiary alcohol case, it is little different from the others. Tertiary alcohols, if you take, they are nothing but three alkyl groups must be there here in this case. Three alkyl groups. In that, I am taking methyl groups for understanding that hydration concept here. Yeah, this is nothing but a tertiary alcohol. So if this tertiary alcohol is vapors are passed over copper metal at 300 degrees Celsius, then there will be removal of the hydrogen and this OH. So whatever is there, then we will get a compound called as alkene with four carbons. Alkene with the same number of carbons. Here I'm writing CH2. Here CH3. Here CH3. This I can call it as isobutylene. Isobutylene. This is isobutylene. Okay, dear students, hope you have understand this dehydrogenation or reaction of hot copper over alcohol. That means alcohol vapors if we pass over this hot copper. You can also take zinc oxide in this all the cases whether copper metal is not there. Then you will get these respective compounds. So it is one important oxidation reaction also. It is also called as catalytic oxidation. This reaction also called as catalytic oxidation, or you can also call it as dehydrogenation. Okay. Now let us see the another type of oxidation reaction. Actually, this is the most important oxidation reaction for the distinguishment of primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols. And in this, we are going to take the potassium, acidified potassium dichromate or potassium permanganate. So if you they are giving anything like Bayer's reagent also, it is the same. That means in this nature of oxidation products depends upon whether the alcohol is primary, secondary or tertiary. That means like I said earlier in the catalytic dehydrogenation, here also depending on the alcohol, type of the alcohol, the products also different in the presence of this KMnO4. So here we have potassium permanganate, acidified potassium permanganate, or potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7, an acidic medium AH2SO4, are taken as the oxidizing agents. So actually they will provide the nascent oxygen for the oxidation of these alcohols into the corresponding carbonyl compounds. Okay, so that it's a chemical reaction. If you see, it will be little more understandable for all of us. So we will check it with the ethyl alcohol first. A simple alcohol, ethyl alcohol. I am writing CH3 CH2OH, and this if you take for the oxidation in the presence of this potassium permanganate. Okay, then this ethyl alcohols will be converted first into aldehydes CH3 CH. Okay, so this is the case. So if this two carbon, here also two carbons are there, here two carbons are there. If we continue proceeding the same, that means with the oxidation, further oxidation of this aldehyde, then the aldehyde can be converted into carboxylic acid. So here also carboxylic acid contains two carbons. So here we have taken alcohol, which is primary alcohol, and we got aldehyde in the oxidation. If the oxidizing agent is stronger, like potassium permanganate and dichromate, if you continue, what will happen? This aldehyde, acetaldehyde can be converted into ethanoic acid or acetic acid. So this is acid, carboxylic acid, acetic acid formed. So this is what we have to understand about the first type of reaction, primary alcohols. If you take the second type, that means if you take secondary alcohols, what will happen? Secondary alcohols means I am taking one isopropyl alcohol in this one, CH3, CH3, here CHOH. So here what will happen in the presence of this strong oxidizing agents, if you treat this one, this will be converted into ketone. This will be converted into ketone with the same number of carbons. It is ketone, nothing but acetone. Here we have taken isopropyl alcohol, nothing but secondary alcohol, isopropyl alcohol we have taken, and in the presence of this K2Cr2O7 or potassium permanganate, this secondary alcohol converted into this ketone. Under mild conditions, these compounds, reagents are not said to convert the tertiary alcohols or oxidized tertiary alcohols. That is the most important point to be noticed. Okay, let us see the next one. We have important reagent called a Jones reagent. So this reagent is also most important and selective reagent for the oxidation of this alcohols. Even though they contain some unsaturation in the carbon chain, they only convert the alcohol functional groups into aldehydes at 0 degrees Celsius. Actually, it is chromium oxide aqueous H2SO4 in acetone as solvent. So, this mixture of chromium oxide and aqueous H2SO4 in acetone as solvent is called as Jones reagent. Most important competitive examination reagent examination, they have asked this reagent several times, and this reaction to be done only at 0 degrees Celsius. If you do that one at 25 degrees Celsius, what will happen? These aldehydes will be further converted into carboxylic acids. For this purpose, if we take one chemical equation, that means if you just observe a chemical reaction in which there is a triple bond is present between one carbon, two carbons, and which is continued, and again after that there is a double bond is also present in this one, and this CH, whatever CH is there, the CH last carbon is primary alcohol. The last carbon is primary alcohol. If you use this Jones reagent for this purpose, so if you use the Jones reagent for this purpose, here you have used Jones reagent. Then what this Jones reagent will do is nothing but this Jones reagent converts this whatever primary alcohol group into aldehydes. So what is the product? A triple bond, here CH, double bond CH. The last CH2OH will become CHO. This is the Jones reagents equation. Here they are telling one more thing, that allylic or benzylic carbohydrogen bonds are there, means they are actually sensitive and they are not going to undergo any kind of separation of unsaturation, and this reaction, that's why should be carried out at 0 degrees Celsius. If it carried at 25 degrees, more than 25 degrees Celsius, what will happen? This double bonds will be again separated out and will also undergo oxidation. So Jones reagent is one of the oxidizing agent, is nothing but chromium oxide with in the aqueous H2SO4 mixture in acetone as a solvent. See the next important reagent for the oxidation of these alcohols. This reagent is called as pyridium chlorochromate. You can simply call it as PCC or Sarret reagent, which is nothing but this whatever the chromium oxide is there, like a Jones reagent with HCl in pyridine. So it is a pyridine is an organic solvent, as you all know. If this chromium oxide HCl in pyridine is there, means that we will call it as PCC, pyridium chlorochromate. And if it is present in potassium dichromate, that means what is PCC? PCC is nothing but pyridium dichromate. So let us see what is PCC, what is PDC. So why these got importance? These are also called as Porres reagent. Is also called as Porres reagent. These two reagents have got much importance as they oxidize primary alcohols to aldehydes and secondary alcohols to ketones. An excellent yield will come in secondary alcohols preparation without affecting the carbon-carbon multiple bonds. Like that of Jones reagent, we have the same thing, and here also in case of pyridium dichromate or pyridium chlorochromate, the alcohol function group will be converted into aldehyde. In the case of this PCC or PDC. Okay, let us see one chemical equation, that is C6H5CH double bond CH2OH. So we have taken this one in the presence of PCC or PDC in the methylene chloride reagent solvent, then this primary alcohol function group will be converted into aldehyde. functional group. This is C6H5 CH double bond CH CH4. You can observe that this whatever the primary alcohol group only which is affected oxidized, but the double bonds are not got oxidized, means these are the suitable oxidizing agents, mild oxidizing agents, and up to what extent the carbonyl compound we want to prepare, up to that extent we can prepare, and these aldehydes won't be converted into carboxylic acids in the presence of PCC and PDC is most important noticeable factor which has happened in the case of KMNO4. So let us take one more example in the PCC PDC cases. I have taken one 6-member ring, and to this ring one alcohol group is there. Not only that one, OH CH2OH is there. So cyclohexane ring I have taken. To that one OH group is there, one primary alcohol CH2OH group is also there. So if this reaction is taken place in the presence of PDC in methylene chloride solvent, then in this there is a possibility here, as we said earlier, that primary alcohol will be converted into aldehyde. That will take place, but alcohols in the case here will be converted into aldehydes. CH2 groups converted into aldehydes, but whatever this OH group is there, that OH group is also said to be oxidized to the ketones in the cyclic compounds. So this is what the product. So you didn't get any kind of carboxylic acid, but alcohol can be converted into ketone, and CH2OH group can be converted into aldehyde group in the presence of PCC or PDC. Okay, that is the most important conversion. Likewise, if you take ethyl alcohol can be converted into aldehyde, acetaldehyde, and secondary alcohol, isopropyl alcohol can be converted into ketone. Up to that extent only. But these aldehydes cannot be converted into ketones, cannot be converted into carboxylic acids. So this is suitable oxidizing agent. So let us see the next reaction. This is oxidation with DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide in COCl twice, or trimethylamine liquid, oxidize primary alcohols to aldehydes without affecting the carbon-carbon double bonds or multiple bonds. This reaction specially called as Swern reaction. So in this Swern reaction, what will happen is when you take this DMSO present in COCl twice, then the primary alcohols will only be converted into the aldehydes. Okay, so you have taken that DMSO, this reagent, or tosyl chloride, and it will be converted into aldehyde. So primary alcohol is converted into aldehyde in this case. Let us see the manganese dioxide reagent. Manganese dioxide, if it is present in acetone or if it is present in CCl4, depending on the compound. Here the compound may be either primary or secondary allylic or benzylic alcohol. So I am taking here primary allylic alcohol. This primary allylic alcohol is converted into aldehyde without here losing the double bond. And at the same time, if I take this benzylic secondary alcohol, the benzylic secondary alcohol is converted into ketone and without disturbing the benzenes, double bonds, and all these things. That means this manganese dioxide, which is present in this suitable reagents, solvents acetone or CCl4, is particularly important to convert the alcohols into aldehydes or ketones. And moving on to the most important thing, this is also called as the Collins reagent. 1 mole of chromium oxide and 2 moles of pyridine if you take, this is also takes place in the same way. This reaction gives alcohols into aldehydes and the secondary allylic benzylic alcohols into this ketones, the same product will come in presence of Collins reagent, also most important reagent under study of oxidation of alcohol. See the tertiary alcohol cases. So how the tertiary alcohols are going to be oxidized? Because in the above examples, whatever discussed in those examples, these tertiary alcohols are not said to effectively participate in the oxidation reaction. But the reason is nothing but they don't have any kind of oxidizable hydrogen linked to the carbon atom, which is bearing hydroxyl group. So in the tertiary alcohol group cases, what will happen, sir? This carbon which is linked with the OH is not said to have any kind of hydrogen, any kind of hydrogen. Actually, this is the reason it is difficult for the tertiary alcohols to undergo oxidation reaction with the different reagents. So, but here what will happen? They are said to be stable. Because of that one, they are said to be stable. And oxidation under ordinary conditions, however, under drastic conditions, carbon chain is ruptured. That means ordinary conditions it is very difficult to break the tertiary alcohol, but in the drastic conditions means high temperatures and pressures only there is a possibility of this breaking the carbon chain, and that will be converted into ketones and carboxylic acids, few numbers of carbon atoms than the original alcohol. That means when you prepare any kind of carboxylic acid or any kind of compound in the oxidation reaction in the drastic conditions in the presence of nitric acid and all these things, this tertiary alcohol will give the compounds with a very less number of carbons in the oxidation reaction. For that, we have a common example. Already we saw the common example is nothing but the tertiary butyl alcohol. So this tertiary butyl alcohol, if you observe in the tertiary butyl alcohol case, what happened? uh, in the presence of this whatever the nitric acid strong oxidizing agent, this nitric acid, the oxidation takes place, and that oxidation is giving the dehydrated product. As you all know, what is the dehydrated product? Isobutylene. Dehydrated product is nothing but isobutylene, and that isobutylene again further undergoes any kind of oxidation reaction, and then this will remove some water molecules, and finally this CH2 it loses water, and you'll get CH3, CH3 double bond O. As you know, this is nothing but acetone, ketone, and further oxidation if anything taken place. You do further oxidation, more nascent oxidants are sent over this one, then what will happen? This can also be converted into the less number of carbon acids compounds. So carboxylic acid can be formed and water can be removed. Carbon dioxide also can be removed. We will get carboxylic acid, acetic acid, as you all know. Carbon dioxide also will be formed. Water also will be separated out in this reaction. That means the reaction of the tertiary alcohols with the nitric acid under drastic conditions is a strong oxidizing agent at high temperatures and all. These tertiary alcohols, even though they are stable, they will be converted into lower members. This means lower carboxylic acids and ketones. We have taken four carbons first. Here four carbons we have taken. After that we got a ketone with only three carbons. Then after further oxidation, the carboxylic acid we got is only two carbons. That means very less number of these carbon atoms will be obtained after the oxidation of this tertiary alcohols also with nitric acid. Okay, let us see some important things which I have discussed, and what are the reagents in this one. So what are the important reagents? See the reagent and purpose. If you take chromic acid, so this is chromic acid only, H2CrO4, that's name. So primary alcohol will be converted into carboxylic acid. This is one important observation. If you take PCC, PDC or DMSO, then what will happen? Primary alcohols will be converted into aldehydes and secondary alcohols will be converted into ketones without affecting the double bond isms. And one more thing, Jones reagent, most important reagent for JEE examinations, chromic acid in aqueous acetone, then that Jones reagent also doing the same thing, that primary into all second aldehyde, secondary into ketone. Jones reagent converts the primary alcohol into aldehyde, secondary alcohols into ketones. And the same way, this chromium oxide, if you take in the sulfuric acid, secondary alcohols will be converted into ketones. Most cases, secondary alcohols will be converted into ketone, and here chromium oxide in H2SO4 you can take for that conversion. And manganese dioxide, if you take manganese dioxide, what will happen? Selectively oxidizes some allylic and benzylic primary and secondary alcohols to give aldehydes and ketones. So this manganese dioxide is doing the same kind of thing. Ceric ammonium nitrate. So usually in the practical examination they will ask the test for alcohols. Here also the same thing. Ceric ammonium nitrate reagent, if used, the primary alcohols will be converted into aldehydes, and aromatic alcohols, aromatic groups are there. CH3 group will be converted into CHO. That means CH3 is there, alcohol group is there over the benzene ring. Then that compounds will be converted into CH3 will be converted into CHO. Come to the another one, sodium hypochlorite. Sodium hypochlorite in acetic acid. Secondary alcohols will be converted into. The purpose of taking this one is to convert the secondary alcohol into ketone without affecting the double bonds in this reaction. Okay. Moving on to the next one, that is Penton's reagent. Penton's reagent is also one of the important one to convert the higher and branched alcohols into diols. Is the importance of Penton's reagent in this one. So do remember some of the important reagents every time they are asking the examinations. If you list out the reagent and purpose of the reagent you are taking, then it will be more comfortable to understand the conversions, oxidation of these alcohols into corresponding alcohols and carboxylic acids. Hope you understand this session, and we will meet in the next session with determination of primary, secondary, tertiary groups and the test for alcohols, different tests for alcohols. In the next session I will take. Up to that, thank you very much and prepare well for the examinations.